Is your printer printing out streaky, faded, or just crappy looking prints? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you a quick and easy way to fix that, get the clogs out of your print head, and bring your printer back to life. So it's been my experience that the absolute biggest problem with inkjet printing is the fact that the heads clog up, especially if you don't use the printer a lot, if you let it sit for a bit.
Mindless, I'm going insane.
Now you can find out if this is what's causing your problems just by running a simple nozzle head check pattern, and you'll see which one of the heads, if any, are giving you the grief. Now you can just simply try to use the head cleaning function in the printer and run a few cleaning cycles, and this will sometimes fix the problem, but other times you'll find that it still persists and you'll have to do a bit more. So what exactly do you do? Well, I'm gonna run you through a quick procedure that I do quite frequently on this printer to fix the print clogs and get it printing beautifully again. So full disclosure, do this at your own risk. I can say I've successfully done this in this printer dozens and dozens of times, and it's never had any ill effects, but your mileage may vary. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is unlock the print head. So the print head's kind of mounted in a rest position and you can't freely move it. So to do that, what I do is go in and just run a nozzle check pattern, print head nozzle check. And it's gonna tell me to load some paper. And when doing it with the print head nozzle check, you have to be pretty quick when you do this. But what we're gonna do is as soon as we hear the printer engage to print, we're gonna pull the power plug. So it's gonna suck the paper in. And as soon as we hear the print head go across, right there. So the print head was moving across the paper, I could hear it, and I simply pulled the plug. And what that's gonna do is allow this head to move freely in here. So I'm gonna pull this paper back out. That's a pretty, it's actually a pretty clean head. I just did this the other day, but I'll do it again anyway. So now that we have that out, what we need to do is make a cleaning pad. And to do that, in the past, I've used mat board, I've used multiple things, any type of cardstock or anything thick. This happens to be just some stacked up strips of, it's a Polar Pro mat. So if you have like a scrap print, this is 88 pound or 330 gram weight paper or GSM paper. And so you need something that's stiff. So I stacked up a few of these. It's a little less than the thickness of a 4-ply mat board, but I've used a 4-ply mat board as well, and that works pretty good. And then this is 5 inches long. You need it to be just longer than the entire print head here. So a 5x7 sheet actually works pretty good. And then, I will simply wrap this, and I'm gonna line it up on one edge, just overlapping a little bit. And you want to just wrap it kind of tightly. And we'll maybe go, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. So 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll go 6 times. There we go. And then, so you want that wrapped nice and tight. And then, well, actually, that's not gonna matter, because next, what we're gonna do is cut it right past the other side there. Now wrap that again, and now this is gonna be our cleaning pad. So I'm gonna put some paper towel on top of here, so now we need a cleaning solution. I have bought print head cleaning fluid in the past, but what I've done recently, and again, this is at your own risk, this is just a solution of ammonia, rubbing alcohol, and water. And what I have done is mixed it roughly 1 part ammonia to 1 part 70% rubbing alcohol to 10 parts water. And that's what I've used, and it works really good. So you're gonna need that, or they do sell print head cleaning solution and like just a syringe. And then I'm just gonna fill the syringe with some. And basically what I want to do is get this nice and saturated on the top. And probably not drip it all over the top of my printer. I don't know what that's gonna do to the top of my printer, but I'll pick it up. There we go. And you could tape the bottom too. I usually just leave it. It's really strong. Probably not best to inhale this stuff. Now, we're gonna put it in the track. And then simply slide the print head over. And there should be a little resistance in that, what did I put, six or seven wraps? It feels a hair, like I probably could have done one or two more, but I think that'll be pretty good. And then I kind of rub it back and forth, I kind of push it back and forth on it, and then what we're gonna do is just let it sit. And what I will do is let that sit for usually at least 2 to 3 hours, at least a couple hours, usually 2-3 hours. Now for really serious clogs, you might have to let that sit overnight, and you might have to let it sit for a while, pull it, put a new one in, and let fresh cleaning solution at the head and let that sit overnight. And that is really what has taken care of almost all the clogs on my head. So once that's done, you'll pull it out of there. And when you pull it out, you'll notice that it is quite like full of ink. And the longer it sits, the more it will get full of ink. So you're just gonna discard this. Then you will plug the printer back in. Now you're gonna turn the power back on, and what's gonna happen, it's gonna take a lot longer to actually turn on now that we did that, because we yanked the plug and it confused it, and it has to do a whole bunch of whatever it has to do. But it will start. It usually takes a couple minutes, and then it will be all ready to go. All right, I think it's done doing its little freak out period. Like I said, it takes a lot longer to actually start up because we kind of yanked the power. But once that's done, the next thing I will do is run another cleaning cycle through the printer, then do a nozzle head check pattern. Hopefully that nozzle check pattern will come out crystal clear across all the inks, and you can get back to printing your masterpiece. I've used this countless times on this printer, and it has cleaned some of the nastiest clogs where I thought the printer was either junk or I was gonna have to take it in to get it serviced, and it just keeps on trucking. So I do believe this is a very easy way of not having to remove the head and pump fluid through it. So hopefully you have some success with this. And if you found this video helpful, please smash that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And if you want to see how I use this printer to print inkjet negatives for contact printing in the darkroom from digital cameras and even my drone, check out this video right here.